Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the program Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, thanking you once again for joining us and, of course, for being subscribers of Cignal TV and viewers of One News. And thank you also to PLDT for their home fiber optic internet that continually allows us to broadcast from many locations in the Philippines. Mapa Baguio, mapa Lipa, Batangas, mapunta man tayo dito sa Pasig, we are able to broadcast with the PLDT home fiber optic internet. And of course, thank you for all our viewers on Facebook and on YouTube. Maraming salamat po sa mga kababayan and foreign friends who watch us from abroad. And okay, so today is January 26 na, di ba? Nako, Mr. Beltran, ang mga nababasa mo medyo mali-mali. 26 na, di ba? Okay, yun. January 26, 2023, okay? And it is a Thursday. Okay, kasi meron dito kung nakuhang, what you call it? Kodigo mukhang maling kodigo nakuha ko. Anyway, January 26, 2023, it's a Thursday. For our Sabongero friends, many of them will be going to the Araneta for the International World Slasher Competition. Tayo po dito sa programa Titilaok. Okay, let's start the day with our daily starter. And I hope I get this right. Our daily starter is from author Erin Van Vuren. You are worn and cracked and dented, and that is okay, because I have never heard of a clean and shiny sword that won a war. Okay, kung tinitingnan niyo po yung mukha ninyo sa salamin, if you look at yourself in the mirror in the mornings or when you're passing by some place where you see your reflection and you see yourself medyo iba na yung lakad mo, iba na yung forma mo, you're kind of worn, etc. Don't feel so bad, because there are some of our friends who never even made it. Okay? Sabi nga nila make your choice. Gasgas, sugatan, gastado, pero buhay, or the other unpleasant alternative being 6 feet in the under the ground. So don't worry. Don't worry if you are bruised and battered. Kung medyo double chin ka na, kung kumarga ka na ng timbang, because as some of the medical experts say, the older you get, the more you need a little fat in your body for cushion. Kasi baka bumagsak ka, madapa ka, kung masyado kang manipis, mabalian ka. Anyway, let's now go to the front page of the Philippine Star. And ito po, today's Philippine Star is very interesting because there's quite a lot of shocking news going on. Anyway, for the headline of today's Philippine Star, ex-PSG, ex-Presidential Security Group Chief, charged in Davao Models slay. Okay, the former head of the Presidential Security Group, who used to defend and protect and look after President Duterte, namely Army Brigadier General Jesus Durante III, okay, has been charged with murder for ordering the killing of Model Yvonette Chua late last year. December po ito nangyari, kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Yeah, December 29, 2022 in Barangay Santo Niño in Davao. Okay, so along with Durante, there were several other people who were charged for the murder of Yvonette Chua Plaza. Ayan, medyo you can deny to heaven and earth, but after the investigation took place, nagkaalaman na po na ang pumatay kay Yvonette Chua Plaza were people who were assigned to Brigadier General Durante. Okay, now, at the top of the front page, another disturbing piece of news. No agriculture smugglers sent to jail. According to Senator Cynthia Villar, after all the news reports, after all the controversies regarding smuggling, agricultural smuggling or smuggling of agricultural products, there remains to be seen the imprisonment or sending to jail of these smugglers. And therefore, she is pushing for harsher laws, for a process that they will all fall under economic plunder. Okay, so ayun po, Villar said that in a kapihan sa Manila Bay, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday. The big photo or image at the top of the Philippine Star today is a sad photo. It is a photograph of a training aircraft of the Philippine Air Force where 2 pilots died. This was a recurrency flight, meaning ang pakay po nila, their purpose was to refresh their competency and as a requirement for their pilot's license. Kumaga, kada taon yata yun or every 2 years you have a recurrency training to make sure you are competent, you still know what you're doing, and you can get your license refreshed. Unfortunately, the aircraft conked out or malfunctioned, and the plane crashed in a rice paddy, killing 2 pilots. Meanwhile, in the same instance yesterday, the CAAP confirmed and reported that another plane, a Cessna plane, has been missing since the other day with 6 passengers in it. An all-out search is being conducted by authorities, particularly by the Philippine National Police there in Isabela area. Kasi yung 6-passenger plane nag-crash po papunta dyan sa may Isabela. So ayun po, a double problem yesterday, one ending in tragedy. So pagdasal po natin yung mga passengers ng Cessna flight kasi baka naman nandoon lang sa kabundukan at God willing buhay pa sila. Okay, meanwhile, PNP revokes lawmakers' gun license. Okay, the Philippine National Police revoked the gun license. PNP Firearms and Explosives Office Director Colonel Paul Kenneth Lucas said they revoked the gun license, firearms license of Negros Oriental 3rd District Congressman Arnolfo Teves Jr. after he allegedly submitted spurious documents in his applications. Along with the revocation of the congressman's gun licenses, 12 of his firearms, registered firearms, were also confiscated by the PNP Firearms and Explosives Office. Ayun po, sabi ni Colonel Lucas, they have been reviewing their documents, and this was a procedural discovery na teka, kahit na congressman ka, tabingi, tagilid, or peke yung mga dokumento, so revoke. Ayun po. Now, this will raise another area of interest because technically, this is falsification of public document. Paano ba ang mangyayari nan kung congressman ka at ganyan, na dyaryo, will he also be asked to resign? Or will he be charged in court? So yun po, no, medyo kanya, sabi ko sa inyo, very interesting ang front page ngayon. Okay, meanwhile, the Department of Migrant Workers goes after recruiter of OFW slain in Kuwait. Okay? Hinahabol na po ng DMW yung recruitment agency na kumuha kay Julie B. Ranara, who was murdered in Kuwait. From what I understand, the 17-year-old son of her employer, okay, is now in jail after being identified by Kuwaiti police, okay, as behind the murder. Ayan po, no? So, medyo malungkot yan. And then, now the Coast Guard ups presence around Kalayaan Island. Kung baga, pampalakas loob naman sa mga Filipino fishermen sa Kalayaan Island, the Coast Guard has announced that they have intensified their presence in the West Philippine Sea a few days after Chinese Coast Guard harassed some Filipinos fishing in the waters of Ayungin Shoal. Philippine Coast Guard Commandant Admiral Artemio Abu said they have deployed their vessels through Task Force Kaligtasan sa Karagatan and Task Force Pag-asa to ensure that Filipino fishermen feel safe while fishing in Philippine waters. Okay. Doon naman sa mga nag-iintay ng pagbabago o pag-igi ng buhay after the elections, 39% of Pinoys find the quality of life unchanged according to the Social Weather Station survey. Okay, so yun po, medyo magandang balita sa iba na nagbago ang administrasyon, but unfortunately for those small group, they said walang ano ba sabi nila? Walang milagro, walang pagbabago. Okay, that's about all we have for the news from the front page of the Philippine Star. Please read the Philippine Star, subscribe, get your copy for more information. Okay, punta naman po tayo sa ating program for today. We have the return of the comeback of our guest yesterday kasi nako po, very bombastic, a lot of revelation, particularly on the corruption regarding disability claims and compensation for our seafarers, which has caused concern among international shipping companies who have said that if this does not improve immediately, the Philippine Philippine seafarer may be out of the market. Okay, so roll out the Betamax, Gabriel.
Engineer Nelson Ramirez is the president of the United Filipino Seafarers. a maritime labor federation that looks after the welfare of Filipino seafarers. Along with this, Ramirez is also the maritime labor arbitrator at the National Conciliation and Mediation Board.
Okay, bago tayo mag-umpisa, Engineer Ramirez, announce ko lang, no? Kasi ito, special concern ito sa mga members of media and families. Yun daw pong third suspect or another suspect in the killing of Bubi Dacer and his driver, Mr. Corbito, was arrested after 22 years. Okay? Former Senior Police Officer 1, William Reed III, was arrested by joint police teams in Barangay Poblacion at around 1:10 in the afternoon last Sunday.
Okay.
Yan po. So sorry, Engineer, kailangan ko lang basahin yun.
It's okay.
Kasi na-miss ko yun at medyo importante yun sa mga kasama namin sa trabaho na as we all notice, justice delayed is not always justice denied. Matagal lang, pero hahabol din ang hustisya. Okay, Engineer, yesterday we were talking about the unscrupulous ambulance chaser lawyers, the extremely corrupt and excessive claims and compensation for disability among seafarers. Pero may sinasabi ka pang isang scandal or problema. Well, it's not a scandal. It's a problem where the Philippines has been called regarding the quality of its seafarers, their trainings, etc. And you said the EMSA, EMSA assessment ba yun? Sabi mo kahapon?
Yes. Ganun po. Magandang umaga sa Cito at magandang umaga naman sa lahat ng ating taga-subaybay.
Okay. Ano yung sinasabi mong isa pang problema which involves EMSA? Ano ba yung EMSA and why is it a matter of concern?
It is a matter of concern kasi itong EMSA ay inutusan ng European Community na mag-assess sa ating maritime education and training.
Okay, what does EMSA stand for? Hindi ko yata nakita dito sa kodigo ko eh.
European Maritime Safety Agency, which is based in Portugal.
Okay. So, Maritime Education and Safety Agency.
Maritime Safety Agency.
Okay, sige. Ngayon,
European Maritime Safety Agency, yan ang EMSA.
okay.
Inutusan sila ng European Community na mag-conduct ng assessment sa ating mga maritime schools at training centers at paano natin ginagawa yan, no?
Mhm.
Noong 2006.
Yes.
Noong 2006, kaya pumunta sila dito.
Okay.
Yung EMSA assessors. Ngunit bago pala yan, Sir Cito, pwede bang banggitin ko kaulit kasi nagulat ka kahapon sa laki ng mga kiniklaim ng mga marinong Pilipino.
Yeah.
Isa sa mga arbitrators sa kasama ko, Sir Cito, may naipit lang ang daliri, binigyan niya ng award na 12.5 million. At may kaso ng 6 na Pilipino na namatay sa Norwegian Cruise Lines vessel. Ang hiningi ng mga abogado na Pilipino at Amerikano ay $10 million. Binigyan na sana ng may-ari ng barko ng Norwegian Cruise Lines ng tag 1 million sila dollars bawat isa. Tumanggi pa. Ang hiningi $10 million, biruin mo yan. Kaya sinabihan ko yung abogado ng Safe Sharp na pumunta kayo doon, ipakita mo itong pinirmahan ng kontrata na ang mga Pilipino seaman, kung may kaso sila itatampa, dito lang yan sa Pilipinas, hindi pwede sa US. So, bumalik dito, ang binigay sa kanila, $60,000. Hindi na yung $10 million.
Okay.
So dito tayo ngayon sa EMSA, no? Pumunta sila dito noong 2006 at nag-inspeksyon ng mga eskwelahan. Sa isang eskwelahan, nakita nila, it was so ridiculous. Ang sabi ng EMSA, how can you handle such students? Ito lang yung rooms ninyo. These are your rooms. These are your teachers. Ilan yung graduates ninyo? Ilan yung estudyante ninyo? Saan nyo nilalagayan? Yung estudyante ninyo? Facilities nyo kulang. Ang instructors ninyo, hindi qualified. So, paano ka? How can you exist as a maritime school? As a maritime school? In-inspection yung ibang mga eskwelahan. Halos ganun din.
May pangalan ka ba nung maritime school na yun na sinita nung EMSA? I'm sure it's public document.
Yes, ano po, yun po ang PMI.
Philippine Maritime Institute.
Institute. Yung eskwelahan nila noon, dito sa bandang eskolta. Dito sa bandang eskolta. Ngayon, bumalik itong EMSA. Sabi ng EMSA, bibigyan ko kayo ng 5 years, no? Para magbago, para baguhin ninyo, para mag-improve yung inyong education and training.
Okay.
So bumalik ang EMSA sa 2010. Noong bumalik dito ang EMSA, ang nakakalungkot, walang ginawa ang Pilipinas. Kaya naggalit ang EMSA.
Okay, wait a minute. When you say walang ginawa ang Pilipinas, kasi earlier you were talking about Philippine Maritime Institute and several other colleges or maritime school. Now, why are we now talking about the Philippines? Ano ba ang involvement ng Philippine government on this subject matter?
Ang involvement kasi ay ang Pilipinas ang nagsusupply ng pinakamaraming marino sa buong mundo. At merong mga 50,000 mga marinong Pilipino na nasa European-owned vessels.
Okay.
Kaya inutusan sila ng EMSA.
Okay.
At kaya gusto makita ng European community or European ship owners na ang kinukuha nilang marinong Pilipino ay magagarantiya ng safety sa mga barko nila. Yan ang dahilan po kung bakit nandirito yung EMSA.
Okay, so anong nangyari? Anong kinalabasan? Who did they speak to because I know that the government reacted. I remember we featured that in Philippine media that was talked about. I think I wrote about it back then. Napag-usapan niya sa TV, sa radio. At sinabi na even during the previous administration na iniimbestiga na nila yung mga schools, etc. Anong actually nangyayari?
So, yun na nga, bumalik sila sa 2010.
Oh.
At wala tayong ginawa. Ang problema kasi dito, Cito, maraming nag-uusap, no, tungkol dito sa EMSA, pero wala naman sila ginagawa at hindi nila naiintindihan ang punot dulo kung bakit nagkaroon tayo ng ganitong record sa EMSA. Pagbalik nila ng 2010, totally walang ginawa ang Pilipinas. So nagalit sila. Ang sabi nila, babalik kami ulit sa 2012. Pagdating sa 2012, may improvement na itong PMI, yung sa Quezon City na ang eskwelahan nila at talagang napakalaki na ang improvement.
Okay.
Pero yung iba mga eskwelahan naman, itong IMSAM, mautak din, pagkatapos ng PMI, doon sila sa mga ibang eskwelahan nag-assess. Ay, palpak, ang dami pa rin ng palpak. Kasi, babanggitin ko na lang, no? Halimbawa, yung Bohol Institute of Technology, nagtaga sila. Bakit ang dami mong graduates? Hindi nila alam na sa Bohol mismo, may 3 eskwelahan na ang BIT at meron pa sa Siquijor. Pero ang diploma nito nila lahat doon sa BIT Tagbilaran. Kaya magugulat talaga ang EMSA. Bakit sobrang dami ng estudyante mo, sobrang dami ng diploma mo taon-taon, pero ang ang rooms mo ay ito lang. Ang instructors mo ay ito lang. Akala nila na kaya nilang lusutan yung mga assessors ng EMSA. So, nakita po rin ang mga pagkukulang natin sa taong 2012. Noong 2013, 2 beses sila nagpunta dito sa Pilipinas. Ang OIC noon ay si Attorney Nick Conte. Ang ginawa ni Attorney Nick Conte ay sinuspend niya ang mahigit 60 ka-eskwelahan, ka-maritime school. Sinuspend niya.
OIC ng ano? OIC ng...
OIC ng Marina.
Marina, okay.
Okay. OIC ng Marina.
He suspended...
Hindi niya binigyan ng accreditation ang mahigit sa 60 ka-eskwelahan.
60 schools.
Mahigit.
Okay.
Kaya nang magpunta ang EMSA, sinabi ni Atty. Nick Conte, hindi mo na kailangan puntahan to dahil hindi ko na binigyan ito ng accreditation. At mga estudyante nila, hindi na pwedeng kumuha ng examination. Hanggang ratings na lang. So natuwa ang EMSA, nagkaroon na lang tayo ng 3 minor shortcomings. 3 minor shortcomings napakalit na kailangan na lang na i-implement na lang yung mga sinasabi ng Marina. So natuwa ng EMSA. And now, bumalik sila sa 2014. Dito sa 2014, nagkaroon na tayo ng bagong administrator. At ang bagong administrator nito ay classmate ng Secretary of Transportation. Ang Secretary of Transportation noon ay si Joseph Emilio Aguinaldo Abaya. At ang bagong Marina head is Dr. Maximo Mejia na nagtuturo sa Sweden. Swedish na sana yung citizenship, pero pinabalik niya sa pagka-Pilipino, pinarevert niya sa pagka-Pilipino at naging administrator sa Marina.
Ano pangalan?
Dr. Maximo Mejia.
Okay.
May 2 doktor tayo sa panahon na yon. Ang head ng Marina, Dr. Maximo Mejia, at yung isa, ang Chief Executive ng STCW Division Office, Standards of Training, Certification and Housekeeping, si Dr. Attorney Captain Alvin Tormon. So, matindi yan. Doktor na, attorney pa, captain pa, Alvin Tormon. Dito sa 2014, Sir Cito, nagkaroon ng magic dito. Tinalo ng mga Pilipino, ang lahat ng Pilipino Marino, ang lahat ng mga profesyon. Lahat ng profesyon at lahat ng graduate sa buong mundo. Biruin mo, nagkaroon tayo dito sa panahon na to ni Dr. Mejia at ni Dr. Tormon, nagkaroon tayo ng biglang 52,000 ka mga genius. Genius meaning, kumuha sila ng examination, board examination, at 100% sila sa lahat ng subjects. Hindi ba tatalunin lahat ng profession at lahat ng graduates sa buong mundo? Tinalo graduates ng UP, Ateneo, Oxford, Harvard, tinalo ng Marino.
52,000?
52,000 yan.
In how many years?
And 3 years. In 3 years.
In 3 years, 52,000 took the board exam for seafarers. Ano ba tawag doon sa exam na yun?
Board examination.
Board examination. At lahat sila perfect score.
Yung 52,000 perfect score. Pero kapag hindi ka nag-review sa review center nitong isa, yung Alvin Tormon, kasi nagkaroon siya ng review. Siya yung Chief Executive, Director ng STCW Office ng Marina. At meron din siya training center. At siya rin yung nagbibigay ng review. Siya rin gumagawa ng questionnaires. Kaya nagkaroon ng genius. 52,000 yung genius. 100% sa lahat ng subjects. At ngayon, dito, sa panahon ni Dr. Mejia, sabi nila, kaya tayo hindi pumapasa sa EMSA, ay dahil kulang tayo sa training. So nag-imbento sila, Sir Cito, ng mga training. Ang unang training, yung MLC, Management Level Course. Meron silang Management Level Course, meron pa silang New Management Level Course, meron pa silang Upgrading Management Level Course, meron pa silang OIC Level Course Part A, OIC Level Course Part B, na yan nagkakahalaga ng roughly mga 150 to 180,000 pesos, and it will take you 9 months to go back to the training center. Dahil yan daw ang solusyon natin sa EMSA. Aber, bumalik.
Sandali. Bago mo ikwento yung susunod na balik ng EMSA, magbe-break muna tayo, and when we return, okay, tell us what happened after the magic trick and the multi-level management courses that cost Seafarers 180,000 to qualify. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Welcome back to the program Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, and with us for part 2 interview is our resource person and representing the United Filipino Seafarers Organization, their president, Engineer Nelson Ramirez. Okay, Sir Nelson, tuloy natin yung kwentuhan natin. You were saying that the European Maritime Safety Agency that was requested or instructed by the European Union, particularly the ship owners, maritime group, asked them to do an assessment of the Philippine seafarer, and lumalabas na from 2006, deplorable, 2012, nag-improve na pero marami pa ring other schools na masama. And then 2013, they had 2 trips, and they found out that 60 schools were refused accreditation. 2014, under the magical new administration, 2014, biglang naging genius lahat ng mga nag-board exam for seafarers, 52,000 lahat perfect score. Now, okay, so what happened?
Talagang pinatupad nila yung napakaraming courses, no?
Oh.
Na napakatagal nito, napakamahal.
Mm-hmm.
Dahil yun daw talaga ang solusyon natin para mag-aroso tayo sa EMSA assessment.
Okay.
Sa awa ng Diyos, bumalik dito ang EMSA noong 2017 at nakita nila at nakita nila noong 2014 at nakita nila ang 17 na naman kanang compliance at shortcomings. Dumami ngayon kasi hindi nga yung training na yan ang solusyon. Ang solusyon talaga is that many of our maritime schools are substandards.
Okay.
Yun talaga ang problema. Ang problema, nandito lang sa Quiapo, doon na sila sa Singapore pumunta. Naganap ng solusyon. Yan ang problema. Napakalayo ng sagot nila. At ngayon, nung bumalik na sila nitong 2017, no? Nag-inspection ulit. Ganon pa rin ang problema, Sir Cito. Eskwelahan pa rin. At ang number one na eskwelahan, pinakamarami shortcomings na nagkaroon ng 30 pages result doon sa kanilang inspection, yung iba, 8 hanggang 12 lang, ay itong PNTC. Itong PNTC, Philippine Nautical Training College. At ang may-ari nito ay ang kasalukuyang administrator ng Marina.
Sino?
Si Atty. Fabia. Pero sinabi ni Atty. Fabia na nag-divest na raw siya sa kanyang shares sa PNTC at ang pinakamalaking shareholder ngayon ng PNTC ay itong KFG. Itong KFJ Ventures. Ngayon, gumawa din ako ng sarili kong research. Pumunta ako sa Security and Exchange Commission. Nakita ko itong KFJ Venture. Siya rin ang venture stockholder.
Sandali, pero yan yung panahon nung 2017.
Ngayon, na-inspection ng 2017.
Oh, but
Pero,
sino ang administrator ngayon ng Marina?
si Fabia.
Siya ba? Akala ko ba ibang tao yung administrator ng Marina?
Si Fabia po. Attorney
Okay.
Fabia. Hernani
Okay.
Fabia. Itong 2017, nagawa na to rin ng report ni dating Admiral Robert E. Pedrad.
Oh.
At sa kauna-unahang panahon, itong IMSA report kasi, IMSA findings, hindi ito pinapakita sa publiko. Sa panahon ni Pedrad, pinakita niya sa publiko, ito ang findings sa IMSA. At dapat tulungan niyo ako. Magtulungan tayong lahat. Mabigyan natin ng solusyon. At tinanggal ni Admiral Impedrad yung mga kurso na inimbento dahil sabi niya, hindi naman talaga ito ang dahilan kung bakit tayo hindi makalusot sa EMSA. Tinanggal niya yung mga kurso na inimbento. Pangalawa, inumpisahan niya yung Marina Comprehensive Review Portal. Ngayon, kung mag-review ka, hindi ka na magbayad ng 40,000 sa mga review center. Review center na may anting-anting. Mag-review ka sa Marina, meron silang reviewer doon. Libre. Yun ang ginawa ni Admiral Impedrad. Libre. Kaya sabi niya, there are 3,000 questions here. If you can understand or memorize those 3,000 questions, then you deserve to pass. Hindi yung mag-memorize ka ng 200 questions tapos nalabas ka na inyo. 200 questions lang minimemorize doon sa Cito nung panahon nila Dr. Mia.
Okay, so what is our situation right now? Kasi engineer, ito base dito sa information, more than 400,000 Filipino seafarers are agitated, are anxious regarding the current assessment of EMSA or the European Maritime Safety Agency. In 2022, the EMSA specified that the training and certification in the Philippine Maritime Education institutions fell short of guidelines mandated by the International Convention on Standards and Training. The European Commission will ultimately decide the seafarers' fate following the EMSA audit. If the Commission upholds the findings, it may no longer recognize the seafarers' competency certifications, which would prohibit them from working on European Union flagged vessels, effectively leaving them jobless. We're talking about 400,000. Ano ba sitwasyon?
Now, 400,000 are agitated, but there are about 50,000 seafarers, Filipino seafarers, working on board European-owned vessels, no?
Okay.
European-owned vessels. And what will be affected is roughly almost 10,000 officers that are working on board European-owned vessels.
Oh.
But then the problem is, nagpo-problema din yung mga European ship owners kung saan sila kukuha ng ipapalit sa ngayon.
Oh.
Dahil ang pwede lang talaga nilang ipamalit ay yung mga Ukrainian at Russian. Kasi sinubukan na rin nila ang India, hindi rin pwede. Sinubukan din ang China, nakita nila na ang mga Chinese seafarers, kapag nagkaroon na ng pera, iiwanan na ang barko, magninegosyo na. So, nag-stick sila dito sa Russian at sa Ukrainian, ay nagkaroon ngayon ng gira sa Ukraine. Kaya doon sinuwerte ang Pilipinas. Supposed to be last September nila ilalabas yung resulta at yung kanilang desisyon.
Eh, hindi lumabas.
Hindi lumabas, binigyan tayo ng chance nga hanggang April daw. Hanggang April, sabi nila. Kasi may gira nga sa Russia at sa Ukraine at mahirapan silang kumuha ng pamalit sa mga Pilipinong opisyal na nasa barko nila.
Here's my question. Yung problema natin, does it also include current seafarers on board, officials, Filipino merchant marine or whatever you call them, of officers on board, o yung mga kumbaga palabas pa lang?
On board, kasama lahat. Kasama lahat.
Hindi, pero paano ka magiging official ng barkong pagkalaki-laki? How can you be an officer on board if you're not competent? I'm sure 1 week pa lang, bistado ka na. Teka, this guy doesn't know how to run a boat. Throw him out. Throw him overboard.
Sa sunod na puerto, pauwiin ka na.
Oh.
Kaya nga nung inimbento nila itong management level course, isang kapitan din dati ng barko ang gusto magpatupad nito, management level course.
Oh.
At ang gusto niya, lahat, sabi ko, abay, nagbarko ako for 20 years. Ang basic training ko sa Netherlands. Ang tanker training ko sa Engr system sa England. Ang marine electronics ko sa US.
Oh.
Tapos ngayon, all of a sudden, maging incompetent ako, mag-aaral ako ng management level course ng 1 taon. Wow! At lahat kami, na yung iba magre-retiro na.
As required here in the Philippines by Marina.
No, sa PRC pa noon. Kasi ang examination noon sa PRC. So meaning, hindi ka pwedeng kumuha o bigyan ng lisensya kung hindi ka kukuha ng management level course. Kaya dinala ko ang laban na ito sa Senado. At sinumbong ko kay Senator Richard Gordon.
Okay, so nangyari, nag-imbento, by your words, nag-imbento ng mga courses to counteract or to remedy the situation or the findings of the EMSA. They came up with multi-level management courses, 9 months to take and 180,000 expense. And then at the end of the day, this became a requirement of the Philippine Professional Regulatory Commission.
It was supposed to be like that, no? It was supposed to be like that.
Oh.
Pero inanuhan ko, pinalagan ko, kaya nagkaroon kami ng compromise sa Senate, naging 1 month and a half instead of 1 year.
Yung training.
Yung Management level course, yes.
Okay, pero sabi mo, magic yung course na yun. Inimbento lang yun. Paano naging part of the program if it's just a creation?
Napakahirap, Sir Cito, kung magipaglaban ka na mag-isa ka eh. Napakahirap talaga.
So naging compromise.
Naging compromise. At ang compromise noon, noong araw, apat ang aming examination. Naging compromise, naging dalawa na lang, which is also in accordance with the IMO STCW Convention. Kasi sa IMO STCW Convention, 2-level lang ang examination.
Okay, for whatever the Filipinos do in their backyard does not matter if the international agencies say it's invalid. Did the international agencies accept that solution?
Ay, ang sabi nga ng EMSA, yung solusyon ninyo, hindi naman namin na tinatanggap kasi nakita nga nila na ang problema talaga natin dito sa Pilipinas ay ang ating maritime school. At ang may-ari ngayon ng pinakamaraming deficiencies or non-compliance or shortcomings ay ang mismong administrator ng Marina. Kaya paano natin mabibigyan ng solusyon ang problema natin sa EMSA kung ang mismong administrator ng Marina ay ang may-ari ng worst violator.
And it is the Marina who oversees lahat itong mga maritime school. Hindi siya CHED,
Mali po yung Marina. Mali nga din po yung Marina. Kaya ang gusto namin, yung baccalaureate course ay hawakan ng CHED at pwedeng, kasi sa ibang bansa sito, mayroong 3 klaseng maritime education. Mayroong maritime education na one-year course na vocational lang. Parang vocational lang. Pero magkakaroon ka rin ng lisensya. Meron namang baccalaureate at merong dual license. Kasi may nakasama ako sa Netherlands na chief engineer siya sa isang barko. Nakita ko sa isang barko, kapitan siya. Yung pala pinag-aralan niya dual course. Dual course talaga. Yung pinag-aralan niya. So, dito sana sa Pilipinas, okay, kung gusto ng ibang eskwelahan na magbigay sila ng baccalaureate course, so be it. Pero why won't we adapt the IMO model course? Kasi para sa akin, yung IMO model course, kung gamitin natin ng tama, itong maritime high school na sinasabi nila, na house yaw naman ngayon, no? Gamitin na natin ng tama and we will adapt the IMO model course 2 taon sa senior high school at 1 taon sa college, pwede na kumuha ng examination.
Baga, damay na, sama na sa K-12. Yung technical track. Technical track.
Yeah. Pero ang problema dito sa maritime education ng ating bansa ay kalahati sa mga subjects na binibigay ay hindi related sa maritime. Whereas yung IMO model course, puro talaga maritime courses.
Ayun. Okay. Well, mabuti na liwanag mo yan, engineer. And we will continue to follow up on this issue. And please stay in touch with us kasi hindi natin bibitawan yan because ang nakataya ay sabi mo nga 400,000 ang nag-aalala, 50,000 ngayon ang tagilid. So maraming pamilyang magugutom if Filipinos can no longer go on board those international vessels. Thank you very much, Engineer Nelson.
Thank you very much, Sir Cito. At ang ginatakutan ko, kung magkaroon ito ng domino effect sa ibang mga ship owners.
Okay, well, let's pray that doesn't happen. Pero pukpok pa rin tayo para mabigyan ng attention ni President Bongbong Marcos. Thank you very much.
Salamat sa Cito sa pagkakataon na binigay mo sa akin.
Okay. Yan po si Engineer Nelson Ramirez, President, United Filipino Seafarers. Let's now go to our next topic with our next guest regarding the pronouncements of President Bongbong Marcos for the private management, okay, of the NAIA. Hindi raw po privatization, but private management agreement or whatever they call it. Sabi we will discuss this with our next guest, regular on the program, Attorney Terry Ridon of Infrawatch Philippines. I hope you are there. Attorney Ridon, good morning. Nandiyan ka na ba?
Ay, good morning, Cito. Magandang umaga sa atin pong mga tagapakinig at tagapanood.
Okay. Gab, mukhang hindi ko nakikita si attorney sa screen. Anyway, is this are we Gab, are we doing audio only? Okay, anyway, Terry, there we go. Terry, sige, subukan na lang natin i-set up si Attorney Terry. But do you hear me, Terry?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello.
Okay. I think there's a confusion here. Wait a minute. Oh, we have to go for a break. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Terry, diretso na natin, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Terry, for the benefit of our viewers, could you please explain what Infrawatch is quickly? Kasi para may relevance sa topic natin. What does Infrawatch engage in?
Well, it's a think tank that focuses on the various infrastructure developments in the Philippines. So it includes transport, power, telecoms, even digital. No? So we had spoken on the developments in the NAIA airport and developments in various airports around the country, particularly because of the concern that we had been experiencing congestion, technical glitches in the past, and it is the obligation of government, and obviously the private sector should also come into play to make sure that the public will not be inconvenienced by the difficulties being experienced by a lack of infrastructure.
Okay, having said that, what is your reaction to the clarification made by President Bongbong Marcos stating that no, we are not going to privatize or sell NAIA to the private sector. We are going to undertake a management contract. Kumbaga, no, only the management of the facilities. What's your reaction to this?
Well, alam po ninyo, if this had happened like 2 years prior, 3 years prior, I think there won't be as much of a debate today, no? But the problem is the previous government mothballed or shelved, no? 2 private proposals to rehabilitate the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, no? So the question to the president and the question to the transport agency today is, what is the compelling reason today to essentially privatize operations when government itself had shelved 2 private proposals in the last administration? So, I think yun muna yung kailangan ho nilang sagutin kasi parang wala naman ho masyado magbabago doon sa terms of reference in the previous 2 proposals that were shelved and the new proposals that will be coming in. Ano?
Apparently, the president is betting on the claim of this New York-based group who said, kung ang mga flights out of NAIA or flights into NAIA is 34 flights per hour, we can make it 44 or 35, magiging 45. Kumbaga, plus 10 more flights per hour. So, operationally, that is a lot better because you will have more aircraft movement and in the long run, baka bumaba pa ng konti ang presyo ng paglipad. What is your reaction to that?
Siguro, someone has to brief the president na magkaiba yung trabaho ng CAAP, di ba? Doon sa trabaho halimbawa ng what they call landside operations, ano? Tingin ko yung pagpaparami ng flights, hindi man ho yung trabaho ng airport operator sa totoo lang. No? So may kailangan hong ayus kung gusto mong paramihin po yung flights, no? Mas ang kailangan hong ayusin doon yung runway, kailangan hong ayusin doon yung tinatawag na airside aspects po ng operation. Wala ho tayong pinag-usapan, and never in the previous proposals pinag-usapan yung privatization ng airside aspect, no? Ang pinag-usapan lang ho dito yung rehabilitation of the actual terminal of the NAIA Airport. No? Pero be that as it may, binabanggit ko yung problema ho today kasi dati wala ho tayong pinag-usapan na approved na Bulacan Airport, wala ho tayong pinag-usapan na approved na Sangli Airport. No? Pero today, tumatakbo na ho eh. Yung pong development ng dalawang bagong airport sa iba't ibang bahagi ng surrounds of Metro Manila. So the question to the President is, ano yung role ngayon ng isang rehabilitated NAIA given the upcoming new airports?
Well, no, the President said something or was quoted as saying something that really alarmed me. That he said, and I quote, allegedly, that airports should not belong to the private sector or no airport should belong to the private sector. For all intents and purposes, the San Miguel Bulacan Airport is a private development. Kasi nga, wala tayong magawang matinong airport, inunahan na ng San Miguel yung problema. Now, having made that statement, it's very disturbing, number one. Number two, this privatization of management of NAIA. What worries me, Terry, is baka mag-alisan lahat ng tao ng CAAP or NAIA and saying, well, mukhang magkakapalitan ng management dito, maghahanap na kami na ibang trabaho.
Well, siguro, to be fair to the President, no, I think he was basically meaning to not include NAIA among the basket of allowable privatization measures. No? Tingin ko,
okay.
Parang wala siyang problema doon sa mga outside of NAIA privatization measures. No? Pero I think yung kailangan ho sigurong malinawan sa Pangulo, ngayon ho, tinutulak niya ho yung Maharlika Investment Fund. Ano? And sa totoo lang, yung binabanggit ho na privatization of assets, pwede ho yung pagkuhanan eh. Noong hinahanap po niyang pondo, imbis na kumuha siya doon sa pension funds, imbis na kumuha siya doon sa iba pa hong pera ng tao o kaya pera ng GOCCs, sa totoo lang, yung pong mga, not just the airport assets, no, but other assets na pwede hong hindi naman ginagamit, pwede hong i-develop for other uses, yan yung pwede pagkuhanan ng pondo ng ating pong Pangulo para sa kanya pong Maharlika Investment Fund. So, kailangan ho niya makita din po ito. Ano ba yung valuation, for example, ng redevelopment ng NAIA pagka ho ito po ay privatize.
Kasi ang NAIA ay hindi lang yung airport. I mean, we're not only just talking about the runways and the terminals. NAIA has so much land outside of the principal areas of operations. Marami silang lupain dyan sa Parañaque tramo na yan. And people have said na dapat yan, joint venture na lang ng gobyerno dahil may housing program sila, etc. Or sell it to private developers, those outside of the center of operation, and draw the capital, as you pointed out, for whatever purposes the government may need the money for.
Yeah, tama po yun. Kasi actually, merong mga previous valuations during the debates regarding the rehabilitation of NAIA vis-a-vis Bulacan Airport and Sangli. Mis nasabi, as big as 2 trillion yung pong valuation. Hindi ko sure kung paano nila nakuha yung ganun pong valuation. Pero sabihin na ho nating 1 trillion, kalahati nung binanggit ng valuation na 2 trillion, way larger po ito doon sa talagang expected funding for the Maharlika Investment Fund. Ano? So yan ho yung mga pwede hong pag-isipan ng ating pong pamahalaan at ang gobyerno. Kung halimbawa, we have a limited fiscal space today, hindi ho natin mapondohan yung government programs, ito ho yung pwede hong maging mekanismo para makapag-fund revenues, no?
Kung saan pa naghahanap ng pera. Kung saan pa naghahanap ng pera, doon lang sa area ng Manila International Airport nasakop yung tramo all the way to sa Asinan, sa Las Piñas, etc., there is sufficient potential source for income. Anyway, Attorney Terry Ridon, sorry, medyo naiksian lang yung ating interview today at medyo nagkainitan kami dun sa mga issues sa Marina. But thank you for your time, and of course, we will continue to reach out to you as a regular here on Agenda. God bless you, Attorney.
Maraming salamat. Magandang umaga.
Okay, that's Attorney Terry Ridon, and let's now go to our blessing for the week and for the day. My prayer for you, may your faith and prayers rise up to God, and may miracles and answered prayers be a daily occurrence in your life. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen. I'm Cito Beltran, thanking you for once again joining us this morning. Pagdasal po natin ang ating seafarers, ang marina, ang industry na maiayos na nila, because that is nearly 500,000 or 450,000 seafarers who could lose their placements because of the mess we are in. Hindi po dapat nakita-kita lang, dapat bigay-bayan din tayo. God bless all of you. Please keep it here on One News.